How's it going, folks, and welcome back to Atalanta. Today, well, I'm going to assume you've seen last episode. You know what to expect today. It's not the Champions League quarter-final that we dreamed it could be. Instead, it's the Italian Cup final. But some good news. Let's look at the positives. Serie A completed it, mate. Top of the league, 98 points, 36 goals. Oh, sorry, 36 goals. No, 120 goals in 36 games. 36 goals in 36 games wouldn't be very impressive, would it? We've won the league. We've achieved one of our goals. Today's main aim, end this season on a high, mentally reset for next year, and hopefully win the Italian Cup. Because I've lost the last two finals, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hack it if I lose a third in a row. So here we are, Italian Cup final time. We do have 2 league games left of the season, but there is nothing on the line for them. We will be rotating our team, giving some of the youngsters like Chimini maybe some minutes of league football, which is always nice to be able to do come the end of the season. As I've already mentioned, the Italian Cup is not a competition that we have a particularly great history in. Last year we lost on penalties in one of, well, the most crazy finals I've ever had in Football Manager. I'm not sure we're going to be able to match that this year. The year before that, slightly less convincing. I feel like we've been getting closer and closer to winning it. Hopefully this year is the year. So as well as that cup final, we are going to do all the typical end of season shebang stuff. There's no Champions League or anything to look forward to. That said, there is still the Club World Cup this summer. I think it's this summer. It's going to be awkward if it's not this summer. Right now, it's not showing up in the schedule. It has just dawned on me, I could just look it up, couldn't I? That is probably a logical thing to do. I found the Club World Championship top goals score. I just want the actual competition. Where's the actual competition? Okay, good news. I found it. It is this summer. Given the fact that the entirety of like the last couple of episodes have been mentioning the Club World Cup, it'd be a little bit awkward if we weren't in it, wouldn't it? And it wasn't this year. I can confirm it starts in 33 days. The current holders are Cruz Azul of Mexico. You know the other kind of transfer window when I question Mexico signing all of our players? Suddenly it all makes sense. So we have got the Club World Cup to look forward to, but that's next episode's thing. Today we are, of course, as I've already mentioned, wrapping up the season. Now, last episode we ended things with a 3-0 win against Napoli. Since then, we've gone unbeaten. We've won a lot of games of football. We kicked off the end of March in this run of games with 2 wins in a row against Juventus and Benevento, 4-2, 3-1. The win against Juve, a really, really nice one. We got an early goal through Sesko, and it was plain sailing from there, really. After that, we took on bottom of the table Venezia. We beat them 3-0, not showing any kind of mercy or respect for these teams towards the bottom. You might notice Luca's name features quite a lot in the goal-scoring stuff. Yeah, the man has currently got 8 goals in his last 5 games. He's on an 8.48 average rating over those matches. He's been quite good. Following on from that 3-0 victory, 2 4-1 wins in a row. The first against Empoli, the rotated team playing in this one, Notto and Luca on the score sheet. And then against Roma, a slightly more serious, proper starting 11. After that, we had the Italian Cup semi-final. We won the first leg 4-0. We won the second leg 3-0. They had a sending off after 4 minutes. And from there, the game was just kind of done, really. It wasn't a classic. 3 league games followed. We'd beaten Inter 3-0. That was a very good result. Then 4-0 against Torino. And then most recently, a 3-1 win. You might have noticed there's a few clean sheets that stand out, right? This year, Marco has done absolutely superbly. 14 clean sheets in 36 games is a great record, but a 7.2 rating. I mean, I feel like for a goalkeeper, anything above a 7 is good. And whilst his numbers are quite comparable to last year, I definitely remember games more distinctly where he really did make a difference with his stops for us. So in terms of our youth intake, that did come through finally in March. It would have been a bit weird if it didn't come through. There's some players with some really good potential, but they don't have the best current abilities. Torre De Vita is probably the best. This man, great determination, amazing technicals, love his work rate. His physicals, they are absolutely trash, so he is going to need to work on them, but he's not a bad player by any means. We'll keep a close eye on him. We then have Mordenti, who I really like the look of. 19 determination, not the best centre-back in the air, but just as a little reminder, we play with wide centre-backs anyway, so they don't need to be that good at heading. He definitely has areas he needs to improve in, but as a kind of player, his mentals look great, his tackling is absolutely amazing, and I like the look of him. He's only 15. He shares a birthday with me, although he was born 16 years later. But still, he shares a birthday with me. I feel like we're connected. The third of the players labelled as elite talent is this guy, Perricone. definitely not saying it right, but I'm going to call him Perricone. It sounds like something you'd order from an ice cream parlour. This man, he is quick, he is brave, he is determined, he is weird. He's a right back, apparently. We're probably going to be playing him as a wide centre-back, to be honest, longer term. I actually think he could be quite good at this role, but like a lot of these players, great potential, allegedly. Obviously, you can't always trust the potential that your staff give you, but his current ability means he's not really near the first team. Just to look at a couple of the top talents, players who have some decent potential, but I'm highly doubtful we're going to see them become, you know, starters at our team, at least with our current standard of players. We've got here Katani, not a bad centre-back at all. As you can see here, lacks a little bit of determination, but great tackling. I feel like if a player has good tackling as a defender and their marking and positioning is lacking, that's kind of fine, because with defensive positioning training, you can solve the marking and positioning. You can't actually target a player's tackling training. So if the defender generates, hope they have good tackling, because if they don't, it can be a little bit tricky to improve. We also have William Prato here, who's an interesting player. He doesn't look too bad, but again, potential maybe. Hate the fact he's inconsistent. And the last of the players with significant potential is Vangelis Saskaldis. Tascaldis? Answers on a postcard. We'll call him the TARDIS. How does that sound? Good, excellent. This man is a winger. We don't really play with wingers like his kind of style with no defensive ability whatsoever. Might train him to defend, but I don't know. I kind of look at him and he looks very meh. Let me know what you think of the TARDIS. Anyway, we are going to shift our focus to the Italian Cup here. Taking on Milan, I want to do well here. And the good news is full strength 11. Last couple of league games, I played the B team, so we are fully fit for this one. I'm hoping that Milan might be struggling a bit with all the matches going on. This is a midweek game, and I really hope that we can do this without it having to go to penalties. When we've taken on Milan over the last few seasons, I feel like we've got the better of them more often than not. Fingers crossed that pattern is going to continue today. If it doesn't, I'm going to feel rather sad. I feel like when you look at this team here, this is such a better team than the team we had last year. Our league form shows it. Our run in the Champions League really doesn't show it, unfortunately. As for Milan, McKennie's playing at centre mid today, so they're learning some lessons, it feels like. Corner for us early. Sandro Tonali is going to whip it in. Was looking, I think, for Sesko, but Akanji managed to get to it. The Swiss centre-back. Now it's Brahim Diaz. Bring the ball forward for them. Calabria to Weston McKennie. Rocking that number 22. Gives it to Vokarigi, who's dropping deep to receive the ball. He gets dispossessed really nicely. Now what can we make happen? Scalvini, who has really slotted in as a regular starter seamlessly. I say all of that, having just given him, I think, £130,000 a week. Obviously, this summer, or last summer really now, I offered a lot of players quite big wage rises. Everyone else in the dressing room now wants comparable wages. It is a little bit of a problem we're navigating, but with Scalvini, he's homegrown at club, he's wicked, he's amazing. I have to pay him what he's worth. And maybe I overpaid for Zakarian, because I feel like since I've given him his new contract, he's not shown value. And you saw it there when he hit that shot over. I don't love the fact that Sandro Tonali is on a yellow card against his former club inside the first 15 minutes, but I have to trust him to be well behaved, and well, I'm going to trust Raspadori to maybe make something of this here. He shoots, he misses. Musa with the throw-in to Zakarian, DeMarco, Musa, Tonali, edge of the box, kind of a little bit isolated. Do not foul him, Sandro. Don't do anything stupid. In fact, you know what? I'm scared. Click on his name, player instructions, ease off tackles. Where is ease off tackles? Let me find this button and tick it. I love Tonali. He's been immense this year. He's actually been so good for us. But I do feel like getting a yellow card against your former club inside the first 10 minutes, that is a recipe for disaster. So if there's anything I can do to try and stop him from doing anything crazy, I probably should do that. Anyway, we've got a chance here. Raspadori, wide area, options in the middle. Sesko was there. It's cleared away. Up to Divock, who is all isolated on his lonesome for Milan. He plays it back, and now it's back with Origi, who's one-on-one, and he scores. And this is going to count. There's no way he's offside there. Are we just cursed in this cup final? I just want to win an Italian Cup. I can handle not winning a Champions League. Like, a Champions League's difficult. But you can't make it to the final of a competition 3 years in a row and lose it every time. It just shouldn't be possible. And, well, we've got to fight our way back from behind, because less than 20 minutes into this, it's 1-0 Milan. Raspadori drifting into a wide area, ball at his feet. Sesko in the middle, the only man to pick out. He does manage to pick him out. The header on goal Wasn't exactly inspired. It was dealt with by Milan, but we will get another chance perhaps to bring the ball forward here. Tonali, Zakharyan, Almada, burst through the middle, and oh my word, Thiago Almada, goal number 13 of the season. If anyone was doubting or questioning the 67 million, show them this goal. Show them it. Tape their eyes open and make them watch. Oh, what a response that is. Was it Zakharyan with the assist as well? I think it might well have been. Not sure it really counts as an assist. Almada's wrapped his foot around it, picked out the top corner. Keeper can't get there. 1-1. What a response. 10 minutes left of the half here. Milan, since they've conceded, looks a little ropey perhaps. I feel like, I don't know, they're swaying. Can we put in a bit of a knockout blow? Can we hit them down to the canvas? No, we've swung at them and we've missed. Quickly approaching half-time here. We've had more chances and more shots than Milan. Our XG kind of reflects that, but at the same time, I'd love to see a little bit more from us. After we scored, Milan definitely struggled to get into the game when we grew more. That said, at the break, it's 1-1. I'm not that happy. I don't think I can throw a water bottle. I kind of want to throw a water bottle. Can I do it? I've done it. They've reacted. Right, we're winning this game. It's done now. I've thrown a water bottle and it's worked. That's like the ultimate team talk, basically. Remember what I said about the ultimate team talk? It's been 15 minutes. Nothing's happening. I'm going to make some changes. DeMarco, you've been poor today. Vina, on you come. Musa, you've been poor today. Ricky, on you come. Or Richie, on you come. You know what as well? Raspadori, I love you, mate, but Luca has been in some fine form. Get him on the pitch. The triple sub is happening. Last time I did a triple sub against Milan, we were 3-0 up and we lost 3-3. Yes, we lost 3-3. It felt like a loss. This time, it's not happening. I've learnt my lesson. I've brought on the big guns, and instantly, we have a goal. Benjamin Sesko, back post, headers it goalwards. Vina, fresh off the bench, to Zakharyan, to Vina, to Zakharyan, and you already know when Zakharyan has the ball at his feet, there's a ball of quality incoming. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Take a bow, Sesko. Lovely, lovely goal for him. And, well, we are 2-1 up with 17 minutes left. I don't really want to change anything. Last time I played Milan, I changed a load of stuff and we lost 3-3. I'm not touching anything. We're playing great. Their players are tired. We can win this. Sandro Tonali, could he get an assist against his former club? He was looking for Scalvini. It was dealt with well. Now it's Brahim Diaz looking for the counter-attack with Milan. Things we don't love to see, but Scalvini, you beautiful, beautiful man. What a tackle that is. And well, Ricky's now won the ball as well. We're looking up for a fight here. Almada, Tonali, Romero. Knocking it around delightfully. Scalvini, Tonali. Look at it. This is nice. We just do this for the next 13 minutes. Let Milan press. We don't have to go forward with the ball. Or we could just give them possession back, I suppose. Benacer to Calabria. Milan do need to look to get the ball forward a little bit quickly. They have still got Origi on the pitch, who's very much, a target man option to launch the ball up to, but they've struggled to create anything. And well, we've just created something from nothing. That ball by Sandro Tonali there is absolute filth. Can we discuss that pass? That was Tom Brady-esque from deep. He's picked out his target. He's gone long with the Hail Mary pass. The Roman playmaker against his former club. I mean, what is that, like 50, 60 yards? Sesko takes it down. Little sidestep to the left, opens up the goal, makes it 3-1. I want to believe now, I don't want to get too carried away, but I want to believe now we are actually about to win the Italian Cup. You're not dreaming. It could happen. 5 minutes left. Still 3-1. We've been the better team. We deserve this. We need to win something besides the league and the Super Cup this year. I mean, technically, this is a treble. Can I claim it as a treble? I'm going to claim it as a treble. We get the trophy lift ceremony. Marco leading the way. Oh my word, what a performance that was. Good fight back from behind. Wasn't a classic. We didn't really score as many as perhaps we could have done, to be honest. We were definitely, by far and away, the better team. And, well, let's drink in this moment. We've won the Italian Cup. I've waited 3 years to lift this trophy aloft. Yeah, it's not the Champions League. We'll do that next year. Let us savour this right now. The black and blue confetti drops from the sky. We beat Milan. Sandro Tonali, who we signed for a club record fee from them, gets to celebrate against his former club. And it was all thanks to the power of throwing a water bottle. Breaking news, everyone. I've entered the Hall of Fame. I'm big stuff now. Yeah, you can see here. We are now in the Italian Hall of Fame. I'm in 9th. Take that, Sven-Göran Eriksson. Take that, England reject. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about how badly he did with England's golden generation. I know I'm biased. I'm over it. It's fine. Another top quality performance by Sesko. I feel like at this point, if Sesko doesn't get 2 goals in a game, I almost feel disappointed. The 21-year-old is continuing to get better. Like, he is an absolute monster in this specific save game. Is he like this in all save games? I feel like I've seen Sesko before. I've never seen him be this crazy. 21 goals in 20 league games, 35 goals across all competitions. He has been absolutely bonkers. And he's still just getting better. Every time I look at him, these numbers have got bigger. I didn't actually realise this. This is only the second time that Atalanta have won the Italian Cup, the previous time in 1963. So a little bit of a wait for it. Hopefully the wait for the next one won't be quite so long. And well, speaking of this season and kind of what we've managed to achieve, we have still got 2 league games left. I'm going to go play them. I'm going to join you at the end of the season for the nice end of season recap thing. You know the deal by now. It's like a trophy presentation night. It's a good time. We'll talk about the plans for next season, plans for the current squad, and all that jazz in just a mo. Okay, we are here at the end of the season. Those 2 games against Brescia and Genoa, a 5-0 win, a 5-2 win. Lots and lots of goals scored, 130 we managed in the end. That is absolutely mad. That is averaging more than 3 goals a game. And whilst, you know what, our defence isn't quite as good as, well, a lot of the teams behind us, does that matter when you score 130? Nah, it doesn't. Anyway, here is our end of season review. 3 trophies on display. Of course, one of them is the Super Cup. I'm going to count it. Signing of the season, Sandro Tonali, 14 assists, 6 goals, 7.74 rating. Feel like that was quite good money spent. And in fact, when you look across all the players we signed, really, they've all done fine. You know, Mancini came in and slotted in for Soleil, got a 7.67 rating. Almada in the end, 13 goals and 14 assists. I was kind of worried about this guy at one point. I'll be honest, all these red arrows are making me slightly worried. But no, he got double figures for goals and assists, which in just 22 league games, because of the way we rotate things around, is a really, really, really good season. Mega impressive by him. Elsewhere, you know, obviously Bonucci came in. We signed him for, how much was it? It was a measly 1.1 million. Came in as a bit of a backup. Played 11 games, actually, in the second half of the season and got a 7.31 rating. That's more than good enough. And you can see Vina, 10 assists to his name as well. We got a lot of players into double figures for assists. Obviously, with the way that we play, whilst we do have the roaming playmaker, the reality is there is just so much creativity in our team. We have so many great passes of the ball. There's so many centre mids that we've moved into the wide areas, players like Richie out on the right, who are just amazing at playing the ball out. And it kind of just works in our favour, as I suppose is evident by this league table. Only 2 defeats and 2 draws all season. The 2 defeats away against Inter and Napoli. The 2 draws, 1 at home against Milan, that 3-3 draw, and then a 1-1 against Genoa. A bit of a weird one, that 1-1, to think back to now. In fact, were they both in games? I think they were both in episodes that we've done. I do feel like there was times where the fixture schedule did maybe limit our ability to compete on all fronts. Maybe I could attribute some of that to games where we struggled, where we conceded more than we should have done. But even when we play a rotated team, we still have the goals in us to ultimately, well, grind out wins. Champions League. Look, the board understand that I had a difficult draw. They've given me a D. We move on. Italian Cup. B- for winning it. Not sure how we could have done much more. Wasn't the easiest of runs. Wasn't the most impossible of runs either for us. You know, fairly convincing results on the whole, as was the case for much of this season. And then the Super Cup, which we won. Great performance, was never in doubt. Just looking at our finances and our reputation, the rep obviously shot up to worldwide last year. This year, because we didn't, I guess, achieve quite as much continentally, it's not gone up. The Club World Cup might help us push towards that elusive 5th full star. Elsewhere in terms of revenue, sponsorship was up this year, but our other revenue was down. Obviously, last year we made so much money from a long Champions League run. Champions League football just offers so much money, especially when you get really deep. And, well, because we didn't get deep in it, we played less matches, less prize money, less TV money. So don't get alarmed by these angry red arrows. And as for shirt sales, well, Raspadori, Sesko, Luca, DeMarco, Almada, the shirts that sold the most. I'll be interested to know, if you were going to get the shirt of one of our Atalanta players, whose shirt are you getting? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, you can see here the media kind of dream team, and I'm looking at it now. I say the media dream team. This is, well, the team I apparently played the most. Luca is the only player who's in ahead of Raspadori. That seems a little bit weird. With the exception of that, it's pretty much the best team. In terms of accolades, I won Manager of the Year, so good job me. Sesko, Fans Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. Sandro Tonali got the signing of the season and the goal of the season. I think that goal of the season was the one against Juventus, which, should we go watch? Okay, apparently the goal of the season was this one against Juventus. I'd be lying if I was to say I remembered it, although there was over 100 goals. Oh, yeah, okay. I feel like I was meant to show that in an episode and I forgot. Yeah, that was quite a good goal, wasn't it? In fact, that's today's episode I was meant to show it in. Yeah, that was a good goal. I mean, I've shown it now, so good job me again. Yeah, Sandro Tonali, take a bow. Elsewhere, Ravella picked up most assists. Sesko picked up most player of the match's highest rating. Pepetti, I feel like a man whose name I've not really uttered that much. Been a bit of a backup centre-back option, but when we've used him, he's been bloody good. 7.62 rating, 19 appearances as well. The rate at which I rotate my team is a little, maybe absurd. Maybe I rotate the team a little bit too much, but I mean, it works in the league. It allows us to keep all our players happy and develop everyone, which makes me happy. In terms of record breakers, I mean, you can see here what was achieved. Tonali, record transfer. Badiashile, record fee received. Of course, we sold him to Juve, where he got a 7.16 rating in 17 games. Kind of premature to judge it right now, but given the fact that Juventus only finished 9th, I'm going to say he wasn't an amazing signing for them. You guys can be the judge. So looking at the board's vision for the future, nothing too different, I don't think, going on here. Of course, building a new stadium, something that is already in process or in progress. In terms of end of next season, they want us to win the Serie A again. They also want us to reach the Champions League semi-final. I feel like they've now realised after 3 years of winning the league, hey, we should be doing this every year. That is absolutely fine with me. We will accept that change. In terms of squad dynamics, don't know if I've really mentioned this much, but at the moment, Raspadori, DiMarco and Romero are considered the team leaders. That said, Bonucci's influence in the dressing room this year has been very useful. You can see here, I have the school of Bonucci, where the 38-year-old looks after the likes of Scalvini, Wisdom-Ame and Chimimi, and just kind of look, I don't know, he just makes them more perfectionisty or something. I wish that they did something different with mentoring. Football Manager overhauled tutoring and made it mentoring, and I don't like it as much. Do people like this system? I feel like you never really get that bigger gains, and when improvements do happen, you don't always get notified about them. Anyway, end of season meeting. We're going to win it again. We're going to win the league again. That's what I want to hear. Champions League. We'll reach the final. Do they think I got carried away? I got carried... Good. Okay, the players don't believe we can make it to the final. I believe we can make it to a final. I'm going to convince them otherwise. End of season, where do we want to go next year? China, the USA, Singapore, Indonesia? Nah, you know what? We're going to go to Piemonte in Italy. Love Piemonte Calcio, my favourite team in the world. Luca won Serie A Player of the Year. 23 goals in 23 games, 8 assists. Not bad for our B player. Goal of the season went to Tonali for his goal against Juventus that we've already watched. It was quite good. Marco, goal of the season. Goalkeeper of the season. I'll tell you what, if Marco was getting goal of the season, that really would be something. In terms of the media kind of Dream 11, you can see it here. Pepetti, Scalvini, Marco, Ravella, Zakarian, Almada, Luca, Musa. Plenty of our players. And then, of course, there had to be one. He had to be here. Vargas. I think I hate this man. He got 14 goals and 16 assists, which is very, very impressive. Apparently, I'm on the shortlist for Manager of the Year, but because of how the voting works, we won't find out who wins it for another week. So tune in next time to find out or something. So that does wrap up Season 4 here with Atalanta. Serie A won 3 years in a row. That is one hell of an achievement. Got the Club World Cup coming up, and I really want to win a Champions League. I need to win a Champions League here before the new Football Manager, which I'm very, very conscious is on the horizon. With that in mind, in terms of the plans with this series, we're going to have the Club World Cup going on alongside probably some transfer special-ish videos. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a weird mix and match where there's transfer special stuff and then matches played in between. We'll find out how it works. We'll wing it. We'll do it live. I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully you're looking forward to it nevertheless. The Club World Cup is always a bit of chaotic energy in what is otherwise a calm period of Football Manager. Beyond that, of course, we are going to have another season here at Atalanta. I'm conscious of the fact that the clock towards the new Football Manager is ticking away. The window of opportunity to, well, win a Champions League, it might be closing on us. Next season might be our last chance. So we've got to be big in this transfer window. We've got a lot of money to spend. We've got a little bit of wage budget. We've got players that we could sell if we wanted to. In terms of my plans, I still kind of want to go full Italian, but at the same time, there's just players like Zakarian and Sesko I don't know if I can let go. But nevertheless, I think when you look at this team and look at how many Italian players we've got, it's still pretty impressive how dominant we're being in Serie A right now. Long may it continue. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. As always, if you have, do drop a like on it. It helps the video get pushed out that little bit further. People who have maybe got bored of Football Manager, find it in their recommended, rediscover the series, and maybe make it to the end to repeat the cycle. Besides that, I'll see you all again very, very soon for the summer transfer madness. And until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you all next time. I'm out.